Okay, good evening, everyone, and very happy to see you all today. Uh, okay, so hope we are wishing you a happy new year, and this is the first section is going to happen in Kerala chapter, and I would like to invite our chief, trainer. You can say Karkwel Tangamariappan. He's a well-known trainer, and around the globe, he is trained, I think, more than thousands of students in Oracle Apex. And today, I'm very happy to be, part of this training. And he is he is an Oracle Ace Pro, and I would like to invite him for this section today. And very happy to, see you all for this Apex section. So let me, yeah, I think few people are also joining. Okay. So over to Mr. Karkwel Tangamariappan, please, start the section, and hope that this section will be a, exciting sections. And as a, as all you know, that he's an experienced trainer, and he's going to have a section today is authentication. Authentication basically, any application you require an authentication, means username and password to log into the system and access the forms, reports, and everything. So he's going to explain there are different types of custom authentications in Oracle Apex. So he's going to talk about custom authentication, how you can build up a custom authentication in Apex. Okay, over to Karkwel Tangamariappan. Please go ahead with your session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Varghese Mathur,
Yeah,
for the nice introduction about me.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me share my screen and then yeah, let's start the session. Today, this topic is like quite interesting. It's Oracle Apex Security. Yeah, it has like three components, so we would say. First is authentication schemes, authorization schemes, and then application access control. Our session is primarily focusing on today is that authentication schemes particularly. Yes, yes, it's an overview about Oracle Apex authentication. Why we are using Apex authentication is the sense like it's purely for application security, and it's very important for the majority of the application. It's not only the majority of the application, it's secure for all of the applications. Like if you build a house, we need to have a strong wall, and then we need to have a strong security system, correct? So like we need Apex security system for all of the applications that we are building. So few application we can leave it and then like we can use no authentication, but I'm having 10 years of experience. I never use no authentications. Okay, so like for web, if you want to build a web application with the help of Oracle Apex, that time you can use no authentication. Other than that, you must use in pre-configured Oracle Apex authentication schemes. Okay. And then before enabling Oracle Apex security, you must ensure that users enter a valid credentials, and then generally we would call it as username password, and technically we would call it as a credentials. And the logged in user has appropriate rights that also we need to check. That is called authorization. So like today we are going to discuss about two things. One is authentication, and then another one is authorization. Authentications is nothing but uh, before user entering into the application, we are validating whether the user entered correct credentials or not. After user logged in, he or she has appropriate rights, means like privileges. So that is called authorization. That is a definition of authentication and authorization. This picture explains you well. See here, yeah, it's me, Raja, and then this is the system, maybe like a Varghese Matthew system I'm trying to access. He built a nice library management system. Like I want to access his product, library management system, and he already shared with me the credential. I am trying with that, and then unfortunately, I was not putting correct credentials. So means it's an invalid credential. Then there is a access restricted, access denied. I may not be able to successfully log in. Okay, and then the system will ask you to retry. So I'm trying with the correct credential this time, and then system is allowing now. So this is the simple pictorial diagram, which is explaining about the authentication. Okay. And then establishing user identity through authentication. So like authentication is the process of establishing user identity before they can access your application. The same what you have seen in this picture, it's like the same picture here. And one more step here we added, once the user successfully logged into Oracle Apex application, Oracle Apex has inpulled application item, which is called app user, the username which you are feeding when you are logging into the system, that will be stored in app underscore user application item. Okay, to track each user's login name in the session state. Fine. So these are the pre-configured authentication schemes. So don't get confused, like there are many. We are going to see only few because like you guys are fresher, you guys are beginner. Don't worry about all the authentication system. We will be giving you like few examples and then to kickstart your journey with Oracle Apex and then Oracle Apex authentication. The first would be Oracle Apex accounts. Second, we are going to see open door credentials and then no authentication, then custom authentication. Then finally, we are going to see social sign-in authentication. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 authentication we are going to see in the practical session. Okay, you can ask me like, what about other authentication systems? LDAP directory, database account, SAML single sign-on, HTTP header variables, and then Oracle application server single sign-on. So like we need a database admin intervention or guidance in order to make those authentications successful. So for the time being, we may not be able to proceed those authentication in the practical session. First, you can start with Oracle Apex accounts, Oracle Apex accounts, open door credentials, no authentication, custom authentication, social sign-up. So that would be great. Okay. Let me explain you in detail way what is custom authentication. Like custom authentication in the sense like you can define your username password in the database or wherever you want. You can store your username password in your system or you can hard code it. But it's a good way like hashing. So many things are there. Once you become experienced, that you will understand by default. So for the time being, custom authentication means you are storing username password, which is nothing but credential somewhere, maybe in the table or maybe hard coded. Okay. So like when in your program, you are going to write a piece of PL/SQL program in order to verify whether the user given username and password is correct or not. If both are correct, then you are allowing user to get into your application. If any of them, like either username or password is wrong, then you are telling user that like you are trying with invalid credentials, please retry. So like this is called a custom authentication. And then no authentication, it adapts only for the current database users. Then interesting authentication is open door credentials. We are using it for many applications. It enables anyone to access your application. Means you can ask like it's a no authentication, like which is equal to the no authentication. Yes, open door credentials, it enables anyone to access your application, but there is a login page. You need to enter the username. You can enter any username. You no need to give like proper username. You can put text A, it will allow. You can put text B, it will allow. You can write your mother name, father name, you can write any name. So it will allow. Why they have done this setup in the sense like for auditing purpose. So like we never know like this application is open, but we need in order to do the auditing, we need to know who logged into this application and then who changed what and then how. So that is the reason this open door credentials authentication is asking user to feed any username. Okay, fine. And then Oracle Apex accounts. I think you guys might have your own workspace and then might created your own application. Apex account, Oracle Apex accounts authentication is nothing but it follows workspace credentials. You have your own workspace credentials, right? That you can use it in order to log in your Oracle Apex application. And then like a final and foremost be social sign-in. You guys really love it. You can integrate your Google account with Oracle Apex authentication, Oracle Apex, and you no need to log in with your with with any credentials. You just log in with your Google account. All the profile information in your Google account will be automatically fetched into your Oracle Apex application. So like hope you guys are clear with that. Like what are the things which we have seen so far? Custom authentication, no authentication, open door credentials, Oracle Apex accounts, and then social sign-up. So like 5 things which we are going to see now in the practical session. Okay. So let's move to the practical session. Yeah. See, this is my cloud account. So let me go to my Apex instance. Don't get confused. Like I just created my workspace on cloud. You might created your workspace at apex.oracle.com. So like I just logged in successfully. So I'm going to app builder. Let me create new application for you guys. So Oracle Apex Authentications. Okay. So I just creating application now. It's a fresh application. By default, it follows Oracle Apex accounts. See, I just run it. There is a login page. Now, which authentication this application follows is a Oracle Apex account, which is nothing but workspace credential. What is my workspace credential? Raja and cloud at 123. Yes. So like this is here you can see my name here, Raja. You can go to session here and just click view session state. Here you can see user is Raja. Okay, you can ask me how do we verify this application current authentication system is Oracle Apex account. Yeah. So see, this is Oracle Apex workspace homepage. When you click app builder, you can create a Oracle Apex application, fresh application, and then this is our application, Oracle Apex authentication. Go to that application and then click shared components. Here you can see there is a option under security called authentication schemes. Here count is 1, means there is already one authentication scheme exists, which is Oracle Apex account. So when you click, if there is one if there is if there is one authentication scheme, means by default, which is current authentication scheme to the application. Means like you can ask me question that, oh, do we can we create multiple authentication? Yes, you can create multiple authentication, but you can make one authentication as a current authentication at a time. So you guys are clear with how Oracle Apex accounts authentication works, right? Now we are going to create a open door credential. See how we can create it. Shared components, authentication schemes. Here you just click create. Here there are 2 schemes are there. So one is based on pre-configured scheme from the gallery. We already discussed about pre-configured authentications, right? See like open door credentials and custom authentications, SAML, and then single sign-on, HTTP variables. These all pre-configured. Okay, if you want to copy any existing authentication schemes, that also there is an option. First, let's create pre-configured authentications. See here. So here, authentication scheme, you need to give valid name. I am just going to create open door credential. That's what I'm just naming it as open door credential here. Scheme types are there. Which scheme type I need to select here? It's open door authentication. That's it. So like create authentication scheme. Once you create another authentication scheme, please make sure that which one is current authentication. By default, the existing one is your current authentication. If you want to make the one which you created newly as a current like a current scheme, you need to come here and you need to click this button, make current scheme authentication. It asks it prompt you that like would you like to make open door credential the current authentication scheme for the application? Yes. So now your application follows open door credential. Once you're done with this, there is an option to run your application again. When you run, it goes to the same page. You need to sign out. See, this is the login page. If you want to customize this page, you can do it. Okay. So like you cannot deliver this kind of pages to your customer. This is the demo session. This is the like a beginner session. That is the reason like we are going with this. In open door credentials, you can create separate your custom page as well. See, now I'm logging in with my, I can give any username, no? So like no particular username here. So like, see, login, see here, this is my, before our application follows Oracle Apex account authentication. I tried with Apex workspace authentication. So username was Raja. See here now, I tried with this user. So my user is perquilraja@gmail.com. So like, hope you guys are clear with open door authentication, open door credentials, and Oracle Apex accounts. And then there is one more option called no authentication. Go here and then you just say no authentication. Scheme type, just select no authentication. Username, you can give by default nobody or whatever the name that you want, you can give it. Just run it here. It won't work. Why? Because we need to make this authentication as current scheme. Run it here and then logged out. See here. When you logged out, automatically your Oracle Apex application accept no authentication as the authentication scheme. See here, nobody. Okay. Even though I'm closing the tab, I'm coming to the application 1111. See here, default nobody. Why nobody is displaying here? When we are setting up no authentication scheme, default username, what we have given, nobody. If you want to change it, proper name, you can do the changes. Okay, fine. So we are familiar with 3 authentication now, and then important authentications are coming now. One is custom authentication, another one is social sign-in authentication. Okay, let's talk about custom authentication. We already told you guys that like custom authentication is nothing but we are checking the username and then password. For the time being, we just hard coded the value. Okay, so like what you can do is you can store this username password in a custom table, and then on top of here you can do select. You can write select statement, and based on the username password, okay, you can check the count of it. If count is 0, count is 1, then you can allow user to log in. For the time being, we just hard coded. See, username is demo and password is demo. When we are logging in with this credential, your application, your authentication is successful. Otherwise, it fails. So we have created a procedure function here. You need to first make sure your function is up and running. Go to the SQL workshop and then copy and paste your code here. Just run it. Yes, your function has been created. Once your function is created, make sure that it's valid. Yeah, here itself it's valid, but it would be great if you can go to the object browser and then check one more time. Nothing wrong in that. Yeah, yes, my function is valid. You just copy this function demo underscore login and then come back to your Oracle Apex application and then go to app builder and go to the application where you want to implement your custom authentication, go to the shared components and then click authentication schemes, click create. We are going to create pre-configured scheme from the gallery. Just give name custom authentication, here custom, and then here there is option in secure settings, authentication function should be demo login. That's it, create login scheme. So just open it here, like edit the custom authentication and make this as your current scheme and run your application. Now it asks user to give login with credentials. What's a credential? Demo. Here you can see now your username has got changed to demo. Okay, now I'm trying with different thing, different user, something I'm trying. See, invalid credential. So is it easy or not? See, like demo. Here you can go and see session, view session state. See here, it's a demo. You got enough. See, authentication schemes are simple. Don't think that like only this way we can do it. No, custom authentication has lot of things. This is just an example. Okay, this is just an example. And then like when see here, this also a custom authentication. I don't want to make your guys feel that like this big. See here. See here, like these also custom authentication only, but lot of security settings we manually added. So like that also custom authentication, this also custom authentication based on your requirement, you need to write a program. But excuse me, sorry. Since you guys are fresher, it's good enough to understand the custom authentication by this way. Okay. So let's move to the next one, interesting one, and then that would be the final one, social sign-in. Okay. Social sign-in means like, let me try to log in Oracle Apex, my Oracle Apex application with my Gmail account. So this is my Gmail account. Okay. So like there is a API services. First, there is a site called, we will send you the site. This is the site API and services. Before that, you need to log in with your Gmail credentials. Okay. So like go here, enable API services. So first and foremost step, what you need to do is that like these are my existing projects. I'm going to create new project. I'm going to say what's my project name is Google Authentication, or I can say test auth with Oracle Apex. Okay. So like I don't want to, if you want to specify your organization, the name must be between 4 and 30 characters. Okay. Google Auth with Oracle Apex. Yes, it approved. I don't know if you want to give your location. Location means like your organization, you can give it. For the timing, I'm not going to give anything. Yes, my project has been created. My project is Google Auth with Oracle Apex. Let's give a moment to create a project. So you just select a project and you can see the dashboard for it. Okay, means like your project is successfully created. Fine. Now it's a time for us to create OAuth credential. First, we need to get the key. You can ask me question that like why we are doing this setup. Yeah, let me explain you. First, we need to create the credentials like custom authentication. We told that like demo, username is demo, password is demo, right? With that with that combination, so our system allowed user to get into our application, right? The same way, how system knows that from this user account, the requests are being coming to our application, and then validation to be done, and then like check needs to be done. So many things are there, like pre-approval, pre-checking, so many things are there inside. So like for that, everything it's based on the key. That's what we created this project. Before getting a authentication key or OAuth key in Oracle Cloud, we need to create the project. Okay, so like each project will have a API key. So like that is a hierarchy. Okay, so like this one is external and we are creating it. Just create it here. And then here you can give the app name. We already said test Apex app with Google app. Okay, so supports email. It's like your email you have to give. And then app domain. If you want to restrict, you can give your application domain. Only those application domain. Don't like application domain in the sense like this is the domain. See here, this is the domain. So like don't get confused with that application domain. This is the domain. If I'm giving only this browser, this like if that request is coming from this domain, then only this key works. Otherwise, this key will not work. These are the policies. I'm not going to add anything now. And then, yeah, here you need to give the developer contact. Just give the same. Save and continue. Once you set up this auth consent screen, need to go to the credentials. See here. Now, there is no client ID. There is no API key. When you need to generate API key means if you are integrating map kind of things, if you are integrating any Google libraries, that time you can use keys. And if you are integrating Google things with other applications, then OAuth client IDs are secured one. Okay, so now it's a time for us to create credential. Once you click credential, there are different type of credentials you can create. See here, like a request user consent so that your app can access the user data. Why means why we are creating this key? With this key, if request is coming, your application means your own your Oracle Apex application can access the user data, means like Gmail user data. It's like a profile. Okay, so like click here. Now your key is getting generated. You just say web application, and then you can say here it's a name of the auth. You can say like a test Google auth ID. Okay, fine. And then final thing would be here authorized redirect URL. For the time being, I'm not adding anything. This redirect URL is must. So like you can download the JSON here. See, this is your client ID. This is your client secret. Means like this is your username. This is your password. Okay. So like the way we have done it for custom authentication, demo is the username, demo is the password. For this social sign-in Google setup, this client ID will be a username, act as a username, and this client credential secret as a password. You just download it here, and then you can see it. See, always open. Let me open it. Let me open in the notepad. See, like my client ID is this, and this is my project ID. This is auth URL, and this is the token URL. So we need only client ID, client secret. So client ID and client secret, we have got both, right? Fine. So now it's our responsibility to give the what callback URL. Callback means like once Google, like you will be logging in with your Google account. So like means like Oracle Apex screen won't show, like that username password screen won't show, and it will directly redirecting you to your Google, your Gmail account. Okay, once that key is verified, where it has to come? It has to come back to your Oracle Apex application, right? So for that, we are calling it as a callback. Callback means like after successful submission or after successful verification of your auth token ID, and after fetching all the all information, all information, like profile information or user data from your Google account, we need to tell your project that where it has to go back. So for that, this is the this is the setup. See here, like as I already told you, this is domain, right? So like this is the domain. This is my application. So 1 second. So like see, this is my application. This is my application URL. It has to go to this Apex underscore authentication is a API, and then is a callback API. So this API will take care of the things. So now where I need to go, test Google Auth ID. Here, authorized redirect URLs. Click add URL, put this one, and then save it here. It's done. It's saved now. Okay, fine. So now we have done the setup in Google Cloud. Okay, now we need to go back to our Oracle Apex workspace and go to go to app builder. Now we need to create a web credentials. Web credentials means like username, password. We are storing it in somewhere so that when we are creating a web credential, we can use it for multiple purposes. So like there is an option in workspace utilities. Go to the navigation is app builder, workspace utilities. Click all workspace utilities. Here, web credential option is web credential. So like click here, create. I'm just saying Google Auth. Okay. So Google Auth, name is Google Auth, and this one is OAuth 2 client credentials flow. Either I can get from the JSON file which I download, or I can get from here. Okay. So like when I made it, editing this, here I can see it. See, this is my client ID, which is nothing but my username. Here scope is profile. Profile means you're going to download the profile, right? Profile means like your Gmail profile information. So like a client secret, this is the client secret. Copy this here, and you need to verify your client secret again. So you just create it now. Your web credential is created, which is Google Auth. This is the best way of keeping your credentials secure. And go back to your application where you want to enable your social authentication shared components, authentication schemes, and then here create, select option based on pre-configuration, and then name is, what's the name? Yeah, I can say source or Google Auth. Okay, so I can say social, and the credential store, which is the credential store, Google Auth, and then authentication provider is Google. Fine. Profile is like a scope is profile. Profile means like we are retrieving our means like your Gmail profile information. Okay. And username. This is the keyword to pull the username from your Gmail account. So now we are that's it. Setup is done. Now we are creating the custom authentication now. Sorry, not custom authentication. So we created Google authentication. We have done the setup and we are making this as our current scheme. Now I'm going back here and then I'm just running my application. So first I need to log out. Let me close it here. Okay, so it's run application. See here. It's not going to where? It's not going to Oracle Apex login page. It is redirecting me to my account. How it is redirecting? Based on the credentials. Okay, that's what we have done these setups. So like I'm just logging in. I already gave my username password. See now done. See, this is Google Earth. Successfully done Google Earth. Here number is coming. I don't know why. It has to print my maybe like I might not enable to the like I might set up some security. That is the reason. So like here username should be my email ID. But it is successful. See here, like I just logged in with my Google account. Here you can see Google Earth. Yeah, Google Earth is nothing but our name, like our what is it? Like our credentials, like sorry, our web credential name. So means this is the way you can you can integrate your Facebook account, you can integrate Instagram, GitHub, LinkedIn, and there are steps. Here you can see that, see Oracle Apex authentication. Nice. So like these are the like as a fresher, you guys need to focus only on this 5 authentication. If you are good enough to have a practical session on this, then you can be a pro in authentications. Like that's all from my side, and then like you can ask me questions. And if you guys are not clear with any authentication, here I will be here for next 20 minutes. So like I can redo also. Yeah. Over to Varghese Matthew.
Yeah, thank you, Karkavel, for a wonderful section. I think most probably all the authentications you have covered. And those who have any doubt related to the custom authentication, because you can ask questions or maybe any Apex related questions, if you have, you will able to answer it because he is expert in hands-on experience on to in Apex, and you can ask any questions, so you'll able to answer the questions. to answer the questions. Okay. Do you have any questions? You can ask now. Soli, you have any questions related to the custom authentication? And at the same time, I would like to inform you that this video will be shared on your WhatsApp group, and we will be uploading this in YouTube. And you can also go through the steps what we explained today. And apart from that, if you have any doubts related to that, we are available 24/7. So a couple of expert sections are coming in, and with us, from Oracle, Arun is also joined, and he is into Oracle Apex department. So that if you have any doubts or anything, you can also ping him or WhatsApp in the group. So we will be able to help you all. Anybody has any doubt? Okay, you have any doubt or any suggestion or anything, you can ask him now. Because you will not able to get every time Kargwel and all, they are very busy. So I just invited him for a section today. So he came, and thank you very much, Kargwel, for on the behalf of Kerala chapter and Enoch Kerala chapter. Thank you very much for your valuable time and share your experience with our young developers. Our intention is very clear that everybody should get into world #1 low code, and everybody should get a good jobs. This is what our ultimate goal, and practice is very important. If without practice, we cannot reach anywhere. And he is also the director of trainings, and myself, I am also taking care about the placement also. Once you are thorough, you are okay, we test one thing and then we'll place you in some good companies also. That also we are offering it, like if those who are intend to work as a trainee or a apprenticeship and all, we are ready to help your people. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Soli, you have any doubt? So many of them are, mute, and, maybe they are shy to ask, but please open your questions to these sort of meetings only. You will able to, face the, tomorrow, because when the training means like just one person is coming and explaining everything, you people will hear like that and go, you will not improve your skills, or your to present something, or you wanted to talk, you always use these opportunities, talk to the people and try to understand, and you will able to develop your skills. That's what I'm suggesting. Okay, all right. So anyway, yes. Oh, yes, Oli. Yeah, you can ask him. Okay, yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Karkwel, yeah. Soli has,
yes.
yeah, Soli, yeah. Soli is the student, she is very, fast learner, okay? So, okay, Soli, you can ask,
Sir, you discussed about one authentication, okay? If I am created one app, like one social app, the my side authentication is you are discussing. But in my app, there are one or more user is there in my app. They are using the same app. So how can we create more authentication with the same app? Like a social app, how 5 or 10 user are joining. So each joining, they have to, it's needed to authentication in every person. So how it's possible?
Yeah, Varghese told that don't explain more and don't open your code and then tell in the detail. But Soli asked this question, Mr. Varghese.
Yeah, I will guide you. Soli, see, you are asking, Karkwel has explained you if condition, if user is equal to demo, only one thing
Yeah.
you need to add, one thing like that. You need to create a table. In that table, you will have username and password. And Karkwel, if you don't mind, can you open that a PLSQL which you have written, so you can also explain. See, basically, like for you are seeing that code. It's only for one user. It doesn't make. It's just understanding the concept. What we used to do is you will be creating a table, user underscore table. In that, user ID, username, and password will be there. So what will happen is, if conditions, before if condition, you have to select the username and password to a variable. And if it is true, then you will be logging into the system. Okay, so this is the way, like because the Karkwel Raja has, like a very lengthy code because, like I have not taught, like more in depth on the PLSQL side. So that's why I told him that just show the basic things so that at least you can understand what is authentications. Definitely, we will share you that how to do that with the multiple this thing. Only thing is you have to create a table. Username and password you have to put. You have to write a select statement. Karkuel, can you share that screen, that
Let me
PLSQL? Yeah,
let me share.
we will
So,
clear
like,
your doubt right now.
Solely, like, see, you asked a question, right? It has to still I'm not understand in the sense like in what way you are asking. See, like the way Varghese explained is correct. Okay. If you are asking like this, for example, like you are telling, like I explained custom authentication with username demo, password demo. But correct me if I'm wrong, like the question which you asked is like, in my company, 100 people are working, okay? And then they are following the same authentication, custom authentication. So like each one will have different username, each one will have different password. And then how do we can enable this kind of authentication for your organization? That was the question. Or another question, okay, in my company, 100 users are there. Few of them are following custom authentication. Few want to follow social sign-in authentication. Few wants to follow open door. Few wants to follow no authentication. Few wants to follow something else, LDAP or something. What was your question?
First one, first one.
First one means Varghese, you are right. Yes.
Correct.
So yeah,
And
because like
that Biju Mohan has asked one more question, same thing, like, can we have dual? One is coming as a custom authentication, another one is coming as a
yeah,
like
you
defined username. Yeah.
see in my company in my company like we have a same one application with multi type of authentication. So like we have custom authentication, we have social sign on, we have and then what is it, we have something else. LDAP is nothing but
LDAP.
your organization username password, like laptop username password. It's a AD account. So like one package will handle three different type of authentication. So like we are maintaining a flag for that user, that like for this user, which authentication we already predefined that. Based on that, when user is giving the request, based on that, we are redirecting to which authentication it has to follow. For that, this way won't work. You need to write your custom PLSQL code. Oracle Apex has given different APIs for that in order to achieve the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, Arun.
Correct, you're right. Even I was also planning to ask that same question because you mentioned the second point. So I just wanted you to clear down
Yeah.
inform the students
You need
as
to
well.
write a piece
You
of
have to write,
PLSQL code.
you have to write the SQL, you have to write your own custom code and you have to make it as custom authentication because custom
Yes.
code will be taking into effect only if you're trying to use with the custom authentication.
Yes. Yeah. See, so let's clear the Soli's question. Okay, I'm not going to explain you hashing and all. Hashing means like a encrypt, decrypt concept. I will directly come to the authenticate user. Okay, so like this is a good way of writing a procedure, like a procedure or function. See here. Here we have a value for everything. 0 means normal successful authentication. 1 means unknown as a username. See, these are the predefined. Predefined means like we set the validations. So like 4 means incorrect password, 5 means password first use, and then 6 means maximum login attempt. 7 means these many things you can do in your custom authentication. Okay. See, first and foremost thing, what we are checking, first check to see if the user exists. See, like for example, in your organization, Soli, you are logging in. Okay. First, let me confirm whether Soli present in the database or not. Database means like Soli is part of our team or not, part of our organization or not. Okay. If this count returns 0, then failed, finished. Okay. So like if this count returns 1, means like if this count greater than 1, then we are doing caching and hash and all. For in our case, no need to hash anything. Directly based on this username, we can pull the password from the table. Okay, and putting to the variable L password. Why we put this means like a hashed password and then database password, both should be same. Database password in the sense like the password which is for the particular user which is stored in the table, both should be matched. So like you can ignore this part directly. So here, you imagine in your case this username and then password is both are same in your present in the database, then like set the authentication result 0. That's it. So like it returns true. If not, by default it returns true. See here, we put return true. Result 0 means like we are setting up result 0. These are Oracle Apex packages. See, returns 0 means normal and successful authentication. This is the dynamic way of verifying the username and password, like user credentials. See, this procedure, this function has username and then password as a variable. These two are parameters. And then first we are checking whether this user exists or not. If that user is exists, then we are getting the password. If password and like given password in the sense like this P password here, it's not a L hash password here, P password and then L password both equals, then set the authentication result 0, then return true. Return true in the sense like authentication is successful, otherwise failed. So return false. You got it now? So like these are the exceptions. So like this is the proper code which we got from Oracle team only. You got it now? So like this is how you can implement the things.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Slowly you convinced? Varghese, you also convinced or not?
Yeah. It's clear. It's clearly defined. Okay. Yeah.
So anyone have any questions on social sign-up? Why do we create it?
Can we have that one question has been raised? Can we have social sign-in and like custom authentication? Like one
We
will
can
be,
do.
yeah?
We can do. Like we need to have a like as Arun said, like there are multiple ways you need to sit and write PLSQL code. So like before you reach that level, you guys need to be familiarized with these things first.
Okay. Soli, you have any doubt? I think okay, I will also share one screen, okay, so that you can understand. I'll just clear your doubt. Let me just share it, okay. 1 minute, okay. You can see my notepad, right? Yes, you can see my notepad. Okay. See here, you have to write a, you can write a function. Okay, so here you can see now, like we use this is the your function name, username. What is the username? And the second is the password. Okay, so you will be right. I will be sharing this code into this. You can also try the same code. I just okay. Then return boolean. Boolean means true or false. Okay. Then we are creating a variable and variable character. And here you are saying that see, here you have to create a table called like this one. Okay, see into from user, my users will have okay login name and a login password. Two field you need to create. Okay, see upper Y because sometimes you put a small letter and capital letter. Okay, so that is why you see that you have to create a table called my users. In that users, you need to create a table field name called login name and login password. Both you can put it as a variable character. Okay. Now what will happen is you can call this function from the text box. Username and password will come to this variable. Then after that, it will come to the active into this one from user, where condition we are putting that same parameter here. It will pick up the value here, and upper of login is there, and user status is equal active. If that SQL is returning active, what happened is it will return true. That means authentication success. If the password mismatch here, So you will get a false information. So you say that no data found, then return false. And this is the code which I'm sharing into the chat box. You can try this, okay, to all, because this is a simple and user-friendly code, so that everybody can use this. Okay, so group chat, meeting group chat. Okay, so now I've sent it to the even I can share also in the WhatsApp. Okay, I already share in this one. And next section, maybe we can do a live class on how to create an application with a username and password, and we'll able to help you. Okay, because now the concept is clear. Only the thing is you need to just step into the practical section. So maybe this week itself we'll have 2-3 classes also. Like I will include this also, one small application with username and password, and they enter the username password, log into the system. Okay, surely we will help you. Okay, yeah, anybody has any doubt? Only 4 more minutes to Raji, you have any doubt? Your microphone is mute.
No, I'm first time I'm attending. I just need to get into that system, then I'll come on that.
No, sure that.
But it's a very, very interesting session and very useful.
Yeah, and sure that Raji will be the next, section. We will include you. February, we are starting a new batch. Surely you need to attend, because being into the IT, because, and, like you are the head of IT in a school. So definitely this will be an asset for it. Anyway, coming training section will include you. Thanks for joining, and thanks for your
Very,
time.
very informative. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And all, everybody, thank you for coming in and, like attending the session. And Karguel Tangamaripin will have another 2-3 sections also coming up, and we will keep you informed. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It's just like in sharing our knowledge and get you in the world #1 law code. This is our intention, our
It
mission.
is very, very mind-blowing session. It's really
Okay.
good.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Karpel. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And
See you soon.
thank you.
See you soon, ma'am, in your school.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Yeah. We are going to come to the school so that you will have a interesting sections
See you
coming soon. Okay. So, John, thank you.
Varghese.
Vishnu. Yeah.
Varghese, Arun wants to highlight something, like maybe
Yeah,
it will
please,
be
Arun.
useful for us, like custom authentication and then.
Arun,
Arun, please.
can you please switch on your microphone and you can talk?
My point was that from the Apex application point of view, you cannot be able to configure both together. Means custom authentication and social sign-in. So
Okay.
as I said, you should be able to write a procedure and use the custom
correct.
authentication, handle it internally with the codes.
Okay. So that means in the
you need to
login
handle
screen itself, you will able to select whether you want to buy social sign-in or whether you wanted to go for
There
a
should be
custom.
some mechanism. What I meant to say is there should be a mechanism to identify what they are using it. It may be that you have to create a table and store what type of authentication they are going to use. But
Okay.
by default, it is not there. That's what I want to say.
All right. Thank you very much. And
The
Arun is from,
social sign-on is SSO, right?
yeah.
You can't, it's
automatic.
not SSO is different actually, but it's almost similar to SSO.
Okay, Arun is from Oracle company itself. He joined from Bangalore, and he is the Apex department, Oracle Apex department support team. Okay, so he is 24/7 with us. Thank you, Arun, for joining in your busy schedule. Okay, let us wind up now. 1 more minute. We say thank you once again, and we will keep you updated for the next section. Hope you enjoy the coming section. Thank you very much. Okay, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.